Hey family, we're back. We figured this was the perfect little place for us to do our cooking segment. We're still figuring out the name for it, so most likely what'll happen is you guys will see what it is, but right now we're just rolling with the flow. So, as Bree and I were saying before, we try to get the restaurant experience at home as much as possible. And so that's what today is gonna be. It's gonna be a restaurant experience at home. So to break it down, you wanna give us the rundown, babe?
Yeah, so here we have some lamb chops. Yum.
Yeah, we got French rack of lamb. We
have our seasoning,
which is a little bit of a mix. I don't know. I might. To be honest with you guys, it's mainly like garlic, pepper, sea salt.
It smells really good.
You know.
We have some olive oil.
Some
minced garlic.
Yep.
We have some butter.
And we got rosemary.
Red skinned potatoes.
Yep.
That have already been skinned for the most part. We have some reduced red wine.
Yep. And rosemary.
Yep.
Fresh rosemary, which is going to be key. Of course, everybody be a stickler when it comes to lamb and having rosemary or thyme. Some say that you can't have it without. Okay, so we're going to get started. And so we usually just split up work the way we kind of do it. We jump in there. Brie and I have worked in the restaurant business together before, so she already knows, you know, how we both move and just divide and conquer. So I guess maybe you're gonna start with dicing up those potatoes.
Yeah.
So really what we're gonna do is and we have the potatoes in water to keep them from turning brown or oxidizing. You know, little neat trick. If you're worried about your potatoes turning dark real fast, that won't happen. So we're just gonna kind of like cube these up and dump them in the boiling water so we can get ready to make our mashed potatoes. In regards to a vegetable, we're gonna probably just saute like mixed vegetables at the end of this whole meal. And I'm gonna start injecting the lamb and seasoning it basically with the seasonings that Bria showed you guys. So we're gonna get started, all right? The magic lamb. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start by drizzling a little olive oil on the outside to help the seasoning or our rub that we made stick. This is great because while we're doing this, the cast iron skillet that we're gonna be using to sear it is currently getting hot. The way that we're gonna actually cook these is we're gonna sear it. Now, like usually when you do something like if you sous vide any type of meat before, you know, you wanna sear the outside, you wanna put it in a vacuum sealed bag, vacuum seal it, and then, you know, you have your water temperature kind of low, and over a long period of time, you're gonna go ahead and slowly cook the insides while the outside stays a little firm, a little crispy, but not so crispy. That's what sous vide is. So we're gonna kind of do a similar technique with this lamb, which is beautifully just cut, and it's got good fat, and it's gonna be very, very, very flavorful. So with this, we're just gonna sear all the sides, and then we're gonna actually take the entire cast iron skillet and put it in the oven at 415 degrees. The goal is to get it to around medium well to finish off. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna take the seasonings. You're just gonna rub it on there. Even with the skin here. And sometimes people, you know, if it's a super fatty cap on the back of the lamb, they like to score it first with some lines and You know, let the salt get down in there. My goal was to have more of a garlic crust. And we're back, getting ready to sear this stuff.
Hopefully that's not too hot.
Man, we got the cast iron skillet hot. It's a little too hot, really. Ooh. Man, this looks like a bad idea. Ooh. Smells good.
It does.
Smells good. And it went.
All right, everyone. So now I am going to add these potatoes. I added like 2 tablespoons of butter in there, just because. But I'm about to add it into the Ninja so that it can do one of its many jobs, food processing, just to mash these potatoes up because we do not have a potato masher.
Okay, coming soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, you can't go wrong with the pepper.
Let me not stand that close while he's pouring his pepper because I'm not trying to sneeze.
Right? We're gonna need, to be honest with you, kind of a similar situation.
But seriously, you guys, like, you have to find someone who knows that you're corny and still likes you anyway. Because I felt like on our first date when we were sitting inside of the bar, I'm saying in the bar like y'all know. But yeah, our first date was at a bar and we were talking and I just remember making some joke and just looking at him like and laughing like, and he's just looking at me like, okay, like, you know, like it's cool. And I'm just kind of like, all right. But I didn't care. I really didn't. I wasn't weird about it at all. I just thought like, you know, how could you not think what I think is funny? It's funny, you know what I mean? So it was more so something like that. And he was just looking at me, smiling. Like, kind of like, you know, when you're like, you don't know whether to be amazed or weirded out. It was one of those looks that he gave me. And he was just kind of like, okay. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
he proved to be just as much of a weirdo.
Oh yeah,
if not more, and a goofball. So
it's very true.
I guess.
Oh yeah, baby. Very nice, babe. Very nice.
I've been watching you.
See how good this looks? Come on now, guys. Come on now, guys. Doesn't it look amazing?
The butter's still in the pan.
Lamb came out looking glorious. It's time for our red wine reduction sauce. So we already said earlier that we already reduced the red wine. Shout out Shaw from Trader Joe's, just Pinot Noir, red wine. And so we're gonna use that, and then we're gonna mix a couple other ingredients to get our sauce for the lamb. So yeah, let's get to it. Boom. Reduced red wine in. Take a bit of butter, about 2 tablespoons, in. Rosemary, fresh. Smells good. In. We're gonna take garlic, minced, in. Gonna let it heat up.